Hi everyone, today we'll talk about using a calendar. So these are the learning goals for today. So we'll learn how to read a calendar, we'll learn how to find the days and dates of a calendar, and we'll know how to count special days. So when reading a calendar, we'll look at the months, weeks, and days. Like I said in the second bullet point, how we'll find days and dates, and then we'll count special days like dates that end in certain the 17th, the 18th, the 31st, etc. So what is a calendar? A calendar is a tool that helps us organize time. It shows days, weeks, and months in a clear order. We use calendars to remember important events like school days, holidays, birthdays, and appointments. Let's look at the calendar on the right side. This is for September 2026. So, what do you guys see so far? What do you all see? There are different weeks in the calendar, correct? Okay, let's look at this calendar. So we have one week, we have 2 weeks, we have 3 weeks, we have 4 weeks, we have 5 weeks in September 2026. I'm not gonna go over this just yet, but I'll give a quick recap introduction. So Sunday starts on the 30th, and then Monday is the 31st. So that means that's a part of August, not September. So if we look at this week, it starts on Tuesday. So September 1st is Tuesday. And then we get to see Wednesday's the 2nd, Thursday's the 4th, Thursday's the 3rd, Friday's the 4th, and Saturday's the 5th. So if we keep looking at the calendar like this, we can tell. So let's say someone's birthday is September 16th. What day is it on the calendar? Is it Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, or Sunday? If it was September 16th in 2026, it would be Wednesday, right? Because if you look at the calendar, it's Wednesday. So, yeah, similar to that, we use it to remember important events. Yeah. So, let's look at the days of the week. There are 7 days in one week. These days always appear in the same order. So, after Saturday, the week again starts with Sunday. So, let's look at the picture on the right. So, we have Sunday, we have Monday, we have Tuesday, we have Wednesday, we have Thursday, we have Friday, and Saturday. So I'll give you a moment to write this down. I'll give you 1 minute to write it down in a book or paper. Okay, did you all write Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday? Okay, that sounds good. Maybe I'll go back to the next slide so you all can write that down as well. So you can write the notes on the left side of the screen. So we see that a calendar is a tool that helps us organize time. You could write that on paper. It shows days, weeks, and months in a clear order. And we use calendars to remember important events like school days, holidays, birthdays, and appointments. I'll give you all a moment to write that down as well. Okay, let me talk about why the order on a calendar matters. So, the days of the week never change places, so knowing the order helps us find dates faster. So, if you know one day and you can't find out the day before and after, you can figure out the day before and after it. So, let's look at the days on the right again. We have Monday, we have Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. So, what days after Tuesday? It would be Wednesday, right? Yeah. And then what comes after, sorry, before Friday? It's Thursday. Yeah, good job. So, once again, it's Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. And let me do one more. What comes before Sunday? Saturday, right? And what comes after Sunday? Monday comes after Sunday. Okay, I'll give you one moment to look at the stuff on the left side of the screen and write it down on the paper. Okay, let me move to the next slide. So this is a calendar layout. A calendar is made of rows and columns. The columns show the days of the week, and the boxes show the days of the month. So let's look at the January 2026 calendar. We could see the days. We have Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday. The rows are the horizontal numbers. So let's look at the second week. So it's 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. That's the days in the horizontal column. And then in the vertical column, on the top, we could see Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday. Yeah, is that helpful? Okay, I hope I explained that well. So once again, you could look at the information on the left side and write that down in your notebook or pad. Okay, we'll talk about understanding weeks next. So each row on a calendar represents one full week. When one row ends, a new week begins. So some months start or end in the middle of a week. So let's look at the example on the right side. This is not necessarily a calendar, but we could see the days of the week. So we have Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday. So let me go back to the previous slide to further help out. So we see the rows like in January, the second week, it's 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. And then below that, it's the 11th, 12th, 13th, 14th, 15th, 16th, 17th. So that's how the weeks work. So can you all write down this information on your notebook, please? Okay, let me move on to the next slide. So let's look at a full month. A month can have 4 or 5 weeks, and the first week may not start on Sunday, and the last week may not start. No, may not may not end on a Saturday. So let's look at the January 2015 calendar. So let's look at how many weeks this month has. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. There's 5 weeks in January 2015. Let's see when the week starts. When is January 1st in 2015? January 1st is on Thursday, right? So does the week start on Sunday? No, it starts on Thursday. And then let's look at the last week. When is the 31st? Oh, the 31st is on Saturday. So does it end on Saturday for January 2015? Yes, it does end on Saturday. So it's different for different years and different months. So make sure you always look at a calendar once before planning anything, because dates can fall on unexpected days, and you never know what day it would end on. So you could write that down really quick for a minute. Okay, let me move on to the next slide. So, how do you find a day for a date? So, look at the correct month. So, let's pretend it's January 2024. Let's look at the date number. So, let's say you wanted to plan something on January 26th. What day is that on the calendar? It's a Friday, right? So January 26th in 2024 was on a Friday. So it's that day of the week. And let's look for another day. Let's do January 20th. Let me look for January 20th. Right, look at it. What day is January 20th? Is it Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, or Saturday? It's on a Saturday, right? Yeah. So this is how you can find a day for a date or some kind of plan. So what day is June 15th? Here I have a calendar on the right side of the screen. And it's basically an example of what we're about to do right now. So look at the calendar and find the number 15. It's next to Flag Day. Let me look with you. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. Okay, 14th is Flag Day, but that falls on a Wednesday, right? What comes after 14? Right, 15 comes after 14th. So that's on a Thursday. And yeah, so that means June 15th is on a Thursday. Okay, let me try another example. Can you all tell me what day is June 23rd on? You can always look at the top. What is above June 23rd? It says Friday, right? So what day is June 23rd? Yes, correct. It's on a Friday. So once again, you guys can write down the information on the left side really quick before I move on. Okay, let me move on to the next slide. So let's look at more dates. So finding dates becomes easier with practice. So always follow the same steps. Double check by looking at the column header. So the header is the top of the calendar. So Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday. Okay, let's look for June 3rd. What day is June 3rd on? It's on a Saturday, right? Yeah, June 3rd is on a Saturday, at least in 2023. And let's look at June 20th. What day is June 20th on? It's on a Tuesday, right? And how did you all find out? Did you all look at the date on the day on the top? Yes, good job. That's how you were supposed to do it. So I'll give you a moment to write down the stuff on the left side. Okay, let me move to the next slide. So, let's talk about ordinal numbers. So, ordinal numbers, they show position or order. So, examples include first, second, third, and fourth. We use ordinal numbers when counting special days. Okay, let's look at the image on the right side of the screen. So we have first, a second, third, fourth, fifth, sixth, seventh, eighth, ninth, 10th, 11th, 12th, 13th, 14th, 15th, 16th, 17th, 18th, 19th, 20th, 20th. We have 30th, 40th, 50th, etc. But when you're looking at a calendar, you only need until the 30th. So yeah, that's the example. So I'll give you a moment to write down the information on the left side of the screen. Okay, let me move on to the next slide. What does third Friday mean? So this is an example. It can mean anything, but we only count the days on the calendar that say Friday. We don't look at any other day. We don't look at Thursday. We don't look at Wednesday. We don't look at Tuesday. And we stop counting when we reach the third Friday. So let's look at this calendar. What's the third Friday? What date is the third Friday? So we know the first Friday is the second. The second Friday is the 9th. And the third Friday is the 16th. So essentially in January 2026, the third Friday is the 16th. Let's look at another example. Let's look at the second Tuesday. What's the first Tuesday? That's in December, right? We don't need to worry about that. What's the second Tuesday? Do you see the 6th? Yes, the 6th is the second Tuesday. And what's the 13th? Right, the 13th is the second Tuesday, and sorry, the 6th is the first Tuesday. So when we're looking for the second Tuesday, we're gonna look at January 13th. I'll give you a moment to write things down in your notebook. Okay, let me move on to the next slide. So let's do more counting practice. So counting weekdays helps us plan events. So we must always start from the beginning of the month and be careful not to skip or double count dates. So let's look at the July 2025 calendar. What's the first Monday in July 2025? It's the 7th, right? I know essentially you may be thinking, why is Monday left blank? That means the Monday was the last Monday in June 2025. So July, so the first Monday of July 2025 is the 7th. Let's look at the second Tuesday. So what's the first Tuesday? The first Tuesday is the first, right? So that's on July 1st is the first Tuesday. Let's look at the second week. The 8th. That's the second Tuesday of the month. So yeah, this is um this is a helpful trick to help with counting. So you look at the top and then you look down and then you find the day that you want to make plans on or essentially just note down. I'll give you a moment to write that down as well. Okay, I'll move on to the next slide. So here are some common mistakes to avoid when you count days instead of weekdays. Because let's say you wanted to plan something on maybe July 12th. You might assume it's Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, when it's actually a Saturday, July 12th. So you have to count the dates specifically instead of, you have to count the weekdays as well, besides just dates. And you forget that weeks restart on a new row. So after Saturday, Sunday will always come next, no matter what. And if you don't check the day labels at the top, how will you know what day something is, right? So let's say if you had a calendar that said July 30th, and then you looked at the calendar, how would you know what day it was? So let's pretend July 30th fell on a Saturday. So how do you know it's on a Saturday? It's because you check the first row on the calendar. So I don't necessarily have an image for this one, but you all can write down the information on the left side if that helps. Okay, let me move on to the next slide. So this is independent practice. What day is June 11th on the calendar? I'll give you a moment to think. It's on a Wednesday, right? So June 11th is a Wednesday. What is the second Friday? Not the first Friday, the second Friday. What day is the second Friday of June 2025? It's the 12th. Sorry, it's the 13th. So, how do I know it's the second Friday? I looked at the first row, the Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, and then I looked at the sixth column, the second number in the sixth column. So this number 6 is the first, and then in the second column, it's number 13. So the second Friday of June is the 13th. What is the third Wednesday? So let's look at the columns. Make sure you look at the top first. Okay, we found our Wednesday. Let's look down. So we have the 4th, the 11th, and the 18th. What do you think is the third Wednesday? Yeah, good job. It's the third Wednesday of June 2025 is the 18th. So you don't need to write down anything here, but if you do, just note down. You look at the top days first, then you look at the boxes or the columns, and then you move down and locate the specific date that you want to list. So let's just review very quickly. So we learned the days of the week. We practiced finding the days, and we learned how to count special days. So next I'll be showing you all a Creative Commons video on the calendar just to recap everything. Once again, this is by Creative Commons.
Hi friends, my name is Felix. Welcome to the USA Test Prep Classroom. In this video, we will be looking at a calendar to understand days, weeks, and months. Can you say calendar? Great job! Follow me to learn more about calendars. A calendar is a chart like this. Most calendars show 1 month at a time. The month is usually shown at the very top. Do you know how many months are in 1 year? Yes, there are 12 months in 1 year. Please say all 12 months of the year with me as I read them out loud. January, February, March, April, May, June, July, August, September, October, November, December. After December, a new month begins. This new year starts over with the month of January. We can use a calendar to solve problems. What month comes after September?
Can you all tell me what month comes after September? It's October, right? Yeah, good job.
Correct. October comes after September. October is shown after September. What month comes before May?
What month comes before May? April, right? Yeah, good job.
Yes, April always comes before May. Let's now look at the month of March to learn more about days and weeks. This calendar shows the month of March. There are letters that run across the top of this calendar. They show the days of the week. Do you know the days of the week? Let's go over the days of the week. The first S is Sunday. Sunday is always the first day of the week. After Sunday is Monday, then Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, and finally, Saturday. Saturday is always the last day of the week. After Saturday, a new week begins with Sunday. Did you notice how many days are in a week?
How many days are there in a week? Let's count. So Sunday's 1, Monday's 2, Tuesday 3, Wednesday 4, Thursday 5, Friday 6, and Saturday 7. So how many days are there in a week? There are 7 days, right? Yeah, good job.
That's right. There are always 7 days in a week. In this month of March, there are 4 full weeks with 3 days left over. What is the last day of the month of March?
What is the last day of the day? What's the last day in March? It's on a Tuesday. It's the 31st.
Yes, the 31st is the last day of March. The day after the 31st starts a brand new month. Follow me to learn more about the month of April.
Your video will continue.
After March 31st is April 1st. After March is April. The day after March 31st is April 1st. We are now in a brand new month. How many days are in the month of April?
Can you all tell me how many days there are in the month of April? Here's a hint. Look at Thursday. Wow, good job. There are 30 days in the month of April.
Great. There are 30 days in April. Most months have either 30 or 31 days. Find April the 9th on the calendar. What day of the week is April 9th?
What day of the week is April 9th? It's a Thursday, right? Yeah, good job.
Awesome. April 9th is on a Thursday. We look up above the 9 on the calendar to find the day of the week. What day comes after April 9th? Yes, April 10th comes after April 9th. April 10th is the next day on the calendar. What day is exactly 1 week after April 9th? April 16th is 1 week after April 9th. To find the next week, you just move down to the very next row. Follow me back to the classroom to wrap up. We had a great time learning about calendars today. We learned that there are 7 days in 1 week. We also learned that most months have either 30 or 31 days. Continue to use calendars to keep track of important dates. Maybe find your birthday on a calendar and count how many days or weeks away it is. See ya!
Thank you, Creative Commons on YouTube from Progress Learning for this video. Let me go back. So just before you leave, I want you to look at this one really quick. What is the first Sunday of June? Or exactly what day is it? Write down how you were able to do this as well. It's on the 7th, right? Yeah, sorry, it's on the 8th, right? Yeah, good job. And how did you find out? Good, yeah, you looked at the days and then you looked at the rows and the columns. Yeah, good job, everyone. Thank you for today's class and have a great day. Thank you for staying so patient and recording and